Welcome, Rockstars. Thank you. This is for an update on all the craziness that's going on with Pokemon Go lately. There's been a lot of stuff that's happening. If you've seen some of my live streams, I was there when they started tweaking the HP values and the CP values on the fly. It happened like three different sessions of push and rollbacks. Technically 4 if you want to count the what's going on now. Gen 4 needed. I mean, I already mentioned it. I caught it live when it first came out. I actually saw the map change and the radar change, and I drove out there. And very first one I caught, probably very first one that everybody was rushing to catch. Probably the first one for YouTube, anyways, was a Turtwig. And that very first Turtwig is now my buddy. I don't know why it's doing that weird pixelation thing. I've caught a lot of others since, so I'm going to just kind of do a summation of what's going on with the news. I'm going to use Pokemon Go Hub, so I'm just going to kind of reiterate and get into a little bit more. Nick, Trainer Tips, have gotten into some of the details of what is and what isn't, but let's just start off. Infernape. Pokemon Go Infernape is a dual type, fire and fighting type Pokemon, which evolves from Monferno and Chimchar. Infernape evolution requires 100 candies to evolve from Monferno, in line with almost all the other third stage evolutions. Max CP 2464 with attack of 222, defense of 151, and stamina 152. So that's the evolved form, the fire type evolved form. Okay. Gen 4 is live, as you already know. Dear trainers, the moment we've all been waiting for has happened. Gen 4 is live, and it was really early for my time, and much earlier for Pacific time when this came out. I just happened to be on the phone when it just happened, so I just started streaming as quick as I could. It all started with a Google Play Store banner this morning, followed by glitch spawn behavior, which definitely saw that. Only to finish with a rather substantial background download in Android. The Gen 4 stats were being added. Now, an hour after this weird phenomenon was observed, Gen 4 has been released in waves. So these are the confirmed first wave. I won't go into the details, but it's obviously Turtwig, Chimchar, and Piplup, the starter, and its evolutionary forms. Starly, Staravia, Staraptor, so the evolved form. Bidoof, the Goof, Kricketot, Kricketune, Shinx, Luxio, Luxray, Pachirisu, Baneri, Lopunny, Chatot, Riolu, Lucario, and Carnivine. And Lucario is one of my top 15 or so that's going to be an interesting catch. And that's for this wave. It's expected we're going to keep on getting hit wave after wave. They're not going to hold back on this. I will show this video later after I look at it. I'll probably tag it on the end of this. In further news, Torterra. Grass and ground Pokemon, the final evolution of Turtwig, which I already mentioned. Now, I like the design of kind of like it's based like on the old the world in the back of the turtle mythos. You know, it's carrying the whole world on his back kind of thing. So I kind of like that design. Okay, Gen 4. Info roundup. Raids, eggs, regionals, and shiny Shinx. Shiny Shinx. Okay, Gen 4 is upon us. New information coming out left and right. Let's round it all up and see where we're after a few hours of gameplay. Heads up, still no signs of stat rebalance in action. And if you followed my live stream, I still have my 2 Blissies, and they're still at a HP degradation as they were before, so that final rollback hasn't been changed yet. I'm keeping those up so that I'll inform you guys, because that will be the clear indicating that something's happened. Because at this point, people may have healed them, people may have done whatever, and they'll lose track of it. But those 2 Blissies I'm going to keep unhealed, because if it changes at any moment, that'll be a clear indicator that they're doing another stat update, which I don't think they're going to do anything, but just in case, I'll keep it for like at least a couple weeks. Okay, 4 new raids have appeared in Tier 1 difficulty category, so you can solo these, featuring Pokemon that hasn't been observed in the wild. The one that everyone's going to be hard-pressed to get is Shinx. Buneary is kind of difficult, and Kricketot. I've seen enough Cricketots and Bunearys, so it shouldn't be too hard to find. Yeah, as it says, you won't have much difficulty defeating. Here's a shiny Shinx. I kind of like the design. Potentially new regionals: Chatot, Pachirisu, and Carnivine, and they've already been established in locations where they are right now. I think Pachirisu is going to be one that's going to be difficult. It says spawns only in the far north hemisphere, aka the Arctic regional, Saskatchewan, Edmonton, British Columbia, Labrador, and Yekaterinburg, Russia. So really cold areas. The Pokemon Go plays in the very rural areas, so you're going to have some definite trade equity now with this one. Chatot in southern hemisphere: Brazil, Australia, Uruguay, Argentina, South Africa, Chile, Zambia, Paraguay, and New Zealand. Oof. So it's going to be a while for those that are in the Americas, unless you're traveling to those locations to get it. Another trade value. And Carnivine spawns reported in southeast U.S., Florida, Tennessee, Alabama, North, South Carolina, and Bahamas. I don't know about the North and South Carolina. There's been some contention on that. But that's kind of filling in like Heracross, Corsica kind of pattern from what that looks like. Oh, and Shinx and Riolu hatch from 10k meter eggs. So, but remember, like with eggs, you have to make sure you got them after Gen 4 is launched, because if you held on to any 10Ks before then, they may not necessarily repopulate with that. So it has to be received after Gen 4 was launched, at least the initial launch. Stat rebalancing, I already went into this already. Let's see. Okay, let's move on. Let's see what else is out here. Finding the line. Border between Tauros and Pachirisu spawns. That's the northern part. Ooh, they have actual coordinates here. Taurus is considered North America region. In reality, it spawns only in the southern part of Canada and most of the continental US. Pachirisu is already confirmed to be the northern regional and spawning places such as northern Canada, Alaska, and northern regions of Russia. There is a line where Taurus spawns stops and Pachirisu spawns begin. Where is that line of latitude? Looks like Saskatoon, Red Deer, Edmonton, Yekaterinburg, Russia, and Anchorage, Alaska are all Pachirisu. Bowdoin, Calgary, and Winnipeg in Canada is Taurus. So anything north of Winnipeg, I believe that's, and Calgary is the line. 52 degrees latitude north. So if you're planning on going on any trips and you're going up north, just looking for that delineation. If you're a player, obviously 52 degrees north is the mark, and if you're going to cross that, because there are some flights that when you fly from like America to Europe, instead of going across the ocean, it's a lot quicker to go over the poles. Now, you're not going to be able to catch anything in the plane for obvious reasons, but if you have any stops in between, you might be able to take advantage of that. I wonder if they were going to do a South Pole or southern, like lower southern hemisphere kind of thing. Would be interesting if they duplicated this. Anyways, let's see. That's it for Pokemon Go Hub. The latest, at this point, you all know Gen 4 is out, and I've been quickly catching, evolving. I'm at a point where I'm mixing, filling up the Pokédex and getting high IV ones. So there's still obviously the regionals are going to be probably the ones that's going to be the one that's, for at least me, is going to be outstanding. But I'm getting pretty close actually, because when it first launched, I was able to jump around and get quite a few. Now let's check. Oh yeah, just for you financial entrepreneurs or those that are looking at this, I will have a separate video at one point about Pokemon Go in the later years. It's basically going to be a representative of people that have already graduated, who are settled in their careers, doing the adulting thing, working, eating, sleeping, doing the normal adult thing, and then playing Pokemon Go and what it means for you. And even for those older, from like the 65 plus that are retired that can play this game, because that's a basically, I won't say the untapped market, but this is a benefit for a lot of people. Even entrepreneurship should be taking note of this. And if you notice here, Pokemon Go made almost $85 million last month. In a month, $85 million in a month. So if anybody asks you, is Pokemon Go still relevant? Is people even play it? $85 million a month. A month. I believe it's still one of the top 10 apps of all time on smartphones. So really, if anybody says that, they really do not know what, if they're not really following trends at all. Niantic Labs hit augmented reality game Pokemon Go pulled in $84.8 million in September, according to a report from marketing intelligence provider Sensor Tower. The free-to-play game is optional in-app purchases enabled to give Niantic a steady payday for the game to estimate have a global gross revenue of $2.01 billion for our smartphone app. Gross revenue, $2 billion. September also marked an increase in downloads of Pokemon Go. It's downloaded 8.86 million times last month worldwide. This makes September the strongest month yet for the app, which is actually pretty smart, and if you think about it, accurate. Summer time's over, people are coming back to school, everyone has a better general access to better Wi-Fi and better internet, a resurgence of possible Gen 4 and all the stuff that they've been pushing and promoting, and even the YouTubers have been really promoting this as well. 100% increase year over year compared to September 2017. Yeah. Okay, I won't get into more details with that, but obviously with those numbers, it's definitely relevant. Okay, I don't see any additional new news from Niantic. Mystic 7, 40 minutes ago, doing some sort of just showing Bidoof. Hugh Jackman, how you doing? What you been up to? Still like your 2 second videos. So I'm not gonna go too much on Twitter. I'm just gonna do a search, see if there are any sneak peeks in Niantic. All right, here we go. I'm doing this on purpose, where I'm typing it in so you get the latest, freshest information, so it's not queued up. 5 hours ago, a beta version of the Pokestop nomination feature is now available to level 40 trainers in Mexico. So, because they're looking at the ratio of players, because once it hits America, you better believe there are going to be millions upon millions of requests. They're going to be flooding the servers. They know this. So this is like a testing bed to see what percentage of actual requests and how much they have to filter through. Because once they hit Japan, America's highly densely populated areas, it's going to flood their requests, and they may bog down the servers. So it's smarter than to do it to test the waters. Remember, when you're posting an update or a request, think logically, think safety, and think responsibly, because you don't want to have a Pokestop every 5 feet from your location, because they're going to probably scrap half of that. Just find one that's close to you, that's representative of something that they can say, okay, this is actually a pretty good idea, and they'll probably push forward. If you put one like every block, they're gonna, not only will they scrap one that may be potentially good, but they're probably gonna scrap the whole slew of them, because as I said, there's gonna be millions of requests, and if they see you posting every 5 feet, they're just gonna say, oh, okay, this guy is obviously trying to spam. They're gonna get rid of all of it, and you're not gonna get anything. But if in your area there's one particular spot that looks good, just post that. Prompt that, use that as a reference, and they'll be more inclined to check it out, because they're like, okay, this one stop and the next one is 4 or 5 miles away. That actually might be a good place. If there's something there, then they'll review it, then they'll actually look into it a little more seriously, and it's a higher chance of probability. It's like having one really cool resume that stands out, laminated and all that, versus 1,000 resumes that basically all say the same thing. You're just going to toss them all. You won't even look at it. So think logically about this. Okay, without further ado, I'm going to go back and watch the video, the Niantic, and I'll probably have to edit this because, well, this is Niantic's new teaser video. I'm going to show and take a look at this and kind of review it. It's only 30 seconds, so it's going to be a quick one. So let's take a look at it. I like the scenery in this. This is pretty cool so far.
A vast...
Okay, now that Gen 4 is out, they can show the full face. The teaser is like, oh, you see the little twig? now you see the full form. Interesting graphics here.
New world is
Notice it says not in game footage. Hey, look, it's Snorlax. And hey, Snorlax has a baby form, and I think that's right there.
waking up around us.
Yep, Snorlax baby form. Nick, you're probably going to be wanting to catch one of these. Mammal swine. Whoa, look at the detail on that. That's pretty awesome. I'm just looking at look at the shadows and the reflection of the water and the graphics. That's really cool. Wow.
Evolving
Eevee.
in more
The final 2 evolutions.
ways than we could ever imagine. Discover the
Lucario. Let me go back there. Lucario, overlooking everything. That's Lucario, Lucario.
discover the incredible world of Pokemon.
Huh.
Pokemon Go.
Of course, the legendary. Quick video. Time to embark on your next adventure. What will you discover in Pokemon Go? Pokemon Go Live. Post. So now post. So there you go. Have it. Now they have released Gen 4. They're still teasing you because obviously some of these forms haven't been out yet. But this is, I think what's going to happen is they're teasing what's going to be released next. So we're going to see the baby form of Snorlax. We're going to see, well, I don't know about the legendary quite yet. But maybe, who knows? Because they're definitely showing things that are already out there and those that haven't been out there yet. Intriguing. Anyways, thank you for stopping by. I will be doing more Pokemon Go. Probably Beldum will be up next, unless they surprise us again and release another wave. I can't keep track of all these waves. Lucario, I'm definitely going to have to grab because that's, as I said, it's one of my top 15. It's going to be fun. I hope you guys are having fun. I hope you're being safe with catching and grabbing. Show me your shiny. Show me your 100% IVs. It's going to be awesome out there. Exciting things going on with Pokemon Go. I hope you're having a good time. I know I'm having a good time. And if you see me on live stream, say hello. Come subscribe to me. Come with me on my journey. And I'm going to be doing something a little different with Pokemon Go. And it's unique and hasn't been done before. I know that it hasn't been done before. And it's going to be very interesting. It's going to be... I'd like to see how the results are. And for all those YouTubers are out there that want to do this, if you start watching my channel and say, hey, I would like to do this as well, come talk to me. We could do a collab only if you're interested in it and only if I'm interested. The reason why I say it is because I know people say, oh, collab, I cringy, I don't want to do collabs. But once you see what I'm going to do, you may want to partake of this because the hype's going to be big. And I think it's going to cause my channel to explode, and you may be able to benefit as well. But we'll see. And of course, if you copy it, more power to you. I don't expect you will, but it's going to be interesting. I'm going to really try something new and different, and hopefully you guys will like it because it's all about entertaining you. And I'm going to keep it on the wraps. But I will catch you guys later. Stay safe. Enjoy. Gotta catch them all. Welcome back. I decided to add a little bit because there's some more news that came along our path today. I took a little bit of a break, doing other things, and I decided to just update, as news always seems to be ongoing here. One is Dialga. The code has been updated in Pokemon Go for Dialga. If you're not sure Dialga is one of the Creation Trio. Research the Pokemon lore on the Creation Trio. Or you can just watch the anime to understand a little bit more what this is about. But this is all leading up to Arceus and Arceus. Arceus, however you want to pronounce it. And they talk about the different stats. It looks like it takes... Okay, I'll just quote what it says here. Dialga is going to play a second fiddle due to bad dragon moves and Metagross getting Meteor Mash. So it looks like Metagross is going to get Meteor Mash, and then Meteor Mash will be a little bit stronger, at least in the dragon sense, compared to Dialga, which is unfortunate because a legendary should always be stronger in any respect to a non-legendary. But then again, Niantic may tweak it before it gets released, and they should consider that legendary should always be a little bit stronger than the typical gym defenders. And I can understand not wanting to overtake a gym too quickly. At the same time, having like a, well, I'm not going to say a 100% PG could take out a legendary, but potentially it could. At least in the Pokemon Go game. And in further news, sponsor Pokestop in gyms to be removed from several Unibale Rodemco malls in the Netherlands. Looks like sponsorships have been changing recently, where they're removing particular gyms from locations. Specifically, City Mall Almere, Esplanade Almere. Apologies if I can't pronounce this. Stadschart Amstelveen, Stadschart Zoetermeer, Amsterdam Strats Zoetermeer. I'm just kidding. Okay. Winkelcentrum Leitschlag, Welgelia Leitschendam. Looks like there's been some more sponsorships pulling out, and they didn't mention Sprint, but I still see Sprint having gyms in various locations, so I don't know how much credence there is to this. Maybe they just pulled particular gyms or are rebalancing gym networks within it. This is more of a Niantic thing than a Pokemon Go thing. So that's a question that's probably can be answered by Niantic itself. Oh, so that's my little addition. Thank you for joining us, and see you guys soon. Catch you later. Bye.
Gone, gone, night as you gone, gone.